People and things will find their way to try to throw you off. You'll be going a week strong, and then Friday your girl's calling you talking about margaritas, and we out, and you've been doing good all week. You throw it all away for a weekend of drinks and got to start all over on Monday. You got to ask yourself what your goals are and what you're willing to do to get there. Fitness has always been a part of my life. I've always been an athlete, military. I've just always kind of been around sports. It was kind of my way out of, you can say, the hood. I mean, it was what I thought was going to be what saved my life from the circumstances I grew up in. So I always had this competitive edge about me. So once I kind of stopped playing ball, stopped doing certain things, I needed something that was going to kind of like keep me going.
I was going through like a lot of like depression at the time. So I just needed something to kind of like trigger that energy. So I started going to the gym because I heard it helps mentally more than physical. For me, it was really honestly something that helped so much mentally, helped me channel negative thoughts and things like that. So that's why I do it. I was working out with my trainers up the street then, Ryan came on board. Don always been working out, his whole life. So we just wanted to take things to the next level.
I started really training after my breakup, and then, it's like, breakups build bodybuilders, but, it wasn't never consistent until we all came together and we like, man, let's just take it all the way to the top. Phor might be able to say that that's why he did it, but for me, involuntarily, it was my outlet to, start dealing with some of the things that I was going through that I was suppressing.
The biggest tip I can give anybody about stepping into a fitness journey is your mental. You have to make sure that you're mentally balanced.
I mean, the only tip I can really give is like me, you can't fail until you try. You got to just go. Sometimes you got to, break that cycle, of you just being that you're used to. If you want to grow, you have to change.
Starting the health journey is definitely hard, but I think the hardest part is staying consistent. And I think the biggest part about it is like finding your why. Even when we became consistent, it was many times where, like I said, I was going through things that I didn't tell, my brothers about. So, you will begin to fall by the side. Many a days I gave them excuses. I tried to get them excuses on why I wouldn't, why I couldn't.
Ryan's door had to get knocked a couple times.
Ryan apartment buildings got used to my face. They know my truck. They know everything. I'll pull right in front, cut the hazards on. He ain't answering the phone. They put me in the elevator. I'm going upstairs knocking on the door. I'm dragging them out of bed. It's no hangover nights. You want the hangover, you want the party? All right, now you got to work just as hard today. That's just kind of how we do each other. It's called keeping each other accountable. If you ain't got that type of group, you ain't got them type of friends, then your friends ain't real.
I think I stayed motivated because I never saw an end, or I never saw satisfaction where I was.
I stay motivated, once you start seeing results, outside of just the physical, but like how I feel mentally, it helps. The hardest part about starting a health journey is getting to the gym. That's the hardest part. Because once you get to the gym, you're going to do something.
You got to tell yourself, I want this, and ask yourself what your goals are and what you're willing to do to get there.
What up, y'all? Ryan Henry, Black Ink Crew, Chicago. Make sure to subscribe to the VH1 YouTube channel.